Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into Philadelphia Eagles Now. And today, coming off of a weekend of no Eagles stress, right? Eagles didn't win or lose as they, of course, had the bye week. We now get into the Giants week, and we got some good news here in terms of what's happening with Philadelphia leading up to what is going to be a very important game on Sunday, just 6 days from now. Let's start with the good news, and that is injury news is positive, which has not been the case for Philadelphia, as you and I both know, the past couple of weeks, really the entire year. How about this? Miles Sanders back. He's going to be good to go and should be able to play on Sunday against the Giants. He's been out since week 3 with that ankle injury. Remember the last time you saw him, he had the Eagles' longest touchdown play from scrimmage, the run against the Steelers, and then, of course, went down with a knee injury and has not been back since. So he has been out. He should be back, expected to practice this week, and should be back to his normal Miles Sanders self, ready to go on Sunday. The Eagles are getting healthy for the Giants game, and really the bye week came at just the right time, getting a couple of these other players. We'll talk more about who else is getting healthy here in a second, but Sanders coming back is going to be absolutely huge. Here's what NJ.com said on Sanders' return, saying, quote, Sanders' absence from 3 total games played heavily into the disparity between the run game and the pass game during the first half of the season. Sanders' return should take some pressure off a struggling quarterback Carson Wentz in the passing game. Absolutely right. Miles Sanders is going to get a lot more touches. They're a lot more comfortable giving him touches than they were giving Boston Scott touches or Corey Clement. Now, Scott was good, and Clement was there. He wasn't that great, but they're very excited to have Sanders back. And you've seen, 6.1 yards per carry this year is an unreal yards per carry number for any running back, not just one in Philadelphia. So compare that with what Boston Scott has done the past couple of games. And again, we don't want to knock Boston Scott because Boston Scott has done his fair share. I mean, the touchdown pass he had, obviously a couple of games ago there against the Giants was huge. He made a big part in terms of carrying the football against the Cowboys last Sunday night, or 2 Sunday nights ago, I should say now. So he's been great. We love Boston Scott, but Sanders coming back just is a completely different level for the Eagles running game. And it's an Eagles running game that will be able to move the football against the New York Giants. That for much can be certain. Even though he's been out the past couple of weeks, Miles Sanders is still the leading rusher on this football team, and it's not even close. Like, he has 434 yards. That's double, basically, the next nearest rusher, which is actually Carson Wentz. And that shows you how little Clement has done and how little really Scott has done. They like to give the ball to Miles Sanders when he's healthy and available, and that is absolutely going to be the case going forward the next couple of weeks because the run defenses the next 4 weeks aren't that great. So, as of right now, the Giants are 18th against the run. The Browns are 19th. Seattle, not that great, 21st. Seattle's defense as a whole, not that great. They got obliterated by the Bills yesterday, and then the Packers are very bad against the run. They're currently ranked 29th. So overall, good start, good news to the show today. The fact you're going to get Miles Sanders back, who is, arguably the best weapon the Eagles have on offense and would be and will be for the remainder of the season, especially with Ertz being down, and just getting a running game with Carson Wentz and getting him some play-action rollout abilities based on the fact you have to go and watch Miles Sanders on the run game is going to be absolutely massive for Philadelphia going forward. Now, I know what you guys think about this. Give me your prediction for Sanders' total rushing yards against the Giants down below in the pin comment. The first comment right below me down here in the comment section. How many yards will we have against the Giants? Big games against the Giants last year. I'm thinking another big one hopefully coming on Sunday. Also good news. How about this? How about some good Alshon Jeffery news? Stop me if you've heard that before, which you won't be able to because we haven't had good Alshon Jeffery news in a while. He's going to make his season debut on Sunday against the Giants as well, playing for the first time since December 9th, whenever he went down with that Liz Frank injury. So it's almost been a year. It's been 11 months since we've seen Alshon Jeffery on the football field for the Philadelphia Eagles, to the point that a lot of people, have moved on from Alshon Jeffery and, kind of supplanted him with Travis Fulgham, who's taken his spot and taken the majority of what would be Alshon Jeffery reps so far in the offensive game plan. Listen, Fulgham's going to stay there. We'll talk about that more here in just a second, but integrating Jeffery back into the offense is going to be very, very interesting. And even though I'm not a big fan of Alshon Jeffery based on just the injuries and the antics we've seen the past calendar year, if he comes back healthy and can play at the level that he has played at when healthy in Philadelphia, this is a huge pickup for Carson Wentz in the offense, just to give him another weapon that he trusts on the outside, along with the emergence of Fulgham and then the return of Rager and obviously of Greg Ward as well. Let me know if you guys are excited for Alshon Jeffery coming back by liking this video. If you're pumped to have Alshon back, another big target for Carson Wentz, really just the right time, big stretch of games coming up here, give this video a thumbs up right now. As we mentioned, Travis Fulgham obviously took the snaps away from, or took what would have been the Alshon Jeffery snaps, didn't take them away because Jeffery has been out. But as Adam Kaplan said on 97.5 The Fanatic today in Philadelphia, he doesn't really see this being an issue for Fulgham going forward in terms of his production, fantasy value for those of us who picked him up on the waiver wire. Kaplan said this, quote, Fulgham is the full-time starter. That's not a debate. With Jeffery, he's 11 months out from foot surgery. His calf is doing better. Thinking he gives them 15 to 20 plays a game behind Fulgham is where Jeffery can do it. So if you're wondering, does this hurt Fulgham's chances of still playing? No. I think they're just going to have Fulgham on the outside, Jeffery on the outside, then move Rager and Ward on the inside, and those will kind of be your top 4 receivers going forward. That's how at least I would do it, because obviously no Deshaun Jackson, as they currently say. Mix in Hightower on the outside for some deep shots, but Hightower, again, hasn't proved to be anything special. The question is really going to be, is Jeffery going to be actually healthy? Like, even if he has a pitch count in the next couple of weeks, is he 100%? Because when he's 100%, he's a good football player. Now, last year, obviously, was never really 100%, so the stats, the numbers aren't that great. But even though Travis Fulgham has emerged, Philadelphia is looking for that number one, true outside target, and Jeffery was that going back to his time in 2017, Alshon was a beast in 2017 and one of the favorite wide receiver targets for Carson Wentz during that season. Right now, it's been Fulgham and Ward and Richard Rodgers and Zach Ertz to be the leading receivers. That won't change because, you got to work your way up there if you're Alshon Jeffery, but getting him back is very good, and we just need to emphasize that even though he's kind of burned the bridges for a lot of us in Philadelphia, if he can come back, play healthy, get those jump balls, huge red zone target, this is good news for Philadelphia and makes their offense just a little bit more scary than what it was going into the Sunday game against the Giants. Quickly also, this is kind of a little breaking news this morning. Isaac Seumalo, who's been one of the better left guards for Philadelphia the past couple of years, one of the best left guards in the NFL, just extremely underrated. They've activated his 21-day window, so you could be seeing Urbig come out and Seumalo inserted back to the left side, and that would improve mightily in the running game because Urbig's been good, but Seumalo is a beast running the football. You run behind him a lot. That's good news today. And so, again, when have we had an Eagles show where it was 3 straight good injury news stuff? Thumbs up for that. That's just huge overall. So good news there for Jeffery and Seumalo at the same time. What's also good news is that it's getting cold outside, like it's hoodie season, as they say, and all the Eagle hoodies right now at chatsports.com/Eagles hoodies are 40% off. And so just go to the link down below in the description box. There's a ton of great Eagles gear and a ton of great hoodie options, men, women's, kids, whatever you want to get. Maybe you got to get one for Christmas, for your wife, or for your husband, whatever it is. They're on sale right now, and this is not going to stay on sale for long, so pick them up right now. chatsports.com/Eagles hoodies down below in the description box. We keep the rumors for the end of this video. I wanted to get to the real news at the start, but there has been not a lot of rumors on this, but let's just say Boomer Esiason, the former quarterback, I think he's a radio host at WFAN. I could be wrong on that. Boomer Esiason basically went on 94.1 WIP and mentioned that if the Eagles were ever going to trade Carson Wentz, the Colts would be interested. Now, he didn't really provide any real meat to this. He just kind of made the argument that Frank Reich likes Carson Wentz, and so Indy would trade. I don't even want to talk about this because it's just so dumb. It's absolutely insane, but we have to because, there'll be tweets about, the Colts could trade for Carson Wentz according to Boomer Esiason. First off, the trade deadline is over, so it wouldn't happen this year. Let's just get that out of the way. Let's just go to the quote, though. Here's Esiason on Wentz, quote, I would even tell you that if the Philadelphia Eagles ever wanted to trade Carson Wentz, the Indianapolis Colts would be first in line to make that trade. I'm telling you that's how much confidence Frank Reich, the Colts head coach, has in that kid. So there you go. Boomer Esiason predicting a Carson Wentz trade, which I think we can all calm down. We know it's not going to happen. I've said before it's not going to happen. But I guess if they were to trade him, then you could, trade him to the Colts. If this were to happen anytime in the future, make sure you're subbed because I'm sure we'd have 50 videos breaking it all down. So just subscribe to Philadelphia Eagles right now. I guess the argument here is that Wentz had his best year, 2017, the almost MVP year, the Super Bowl year, under Frank Reich, who's the former Eagles offensive coordinator. Wentz balled out that year, and Reich has continually said that Wentz is a top 5 quarterback in the National Football League. And so I guess Wentz is struggling right now, and so Esiason goes, well, if he keeps struggling, Philadelphia could trade him, and if they want to trade him, where would he go? Colts. You can see where the mindset goes here, but I'd say it's safe to say this is not going to happen anytime soon at all. So we report it, we talk about it here, but I think you guys can agree that they're not trading him, and I don't even know if the Colts would even want to do that trade because it would probably cost a lot to get Carson Wentz out of Philadelphia. Either way, you stayed this long. Let me know if you would actually trade Wentz next offseason. Like if you're one of those guys, not me, maybe you would want to trade Carson Wentz, then let me know in the comments section down below. Type Y down below for yes, type N down below for no. Listen, great news today. There you go. All the stuff we have on time for here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. I want to get you guys the latest injury news news that all looks good as Giants week is upon us as we'll play the Giants on Sunday. All time we have for today on Philadelphia Eagles Now. I'm Thomas Mott, signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.